Welcome everyone to Merkaba Energy Healing. So today we are back with a very special pick a card reading. We are calling in the dragons today. We are calling on messages from the dragons. So let's go right into the card selection so we can get to the readings. Pile number 1 with message 1, we have the lovely rose quartz. Pile 2 with message 2, we have this beautiful raw amethyst. They just gave me a message about that already. And pile number 3, with message number 3, we have the angel aura amethyst. So for this particular reading, you guys, please take a deep breath. Really tune into your intuition, and when you feel ready, please go to the timestamps down below to find your reading, and I will see you over there. Welcome, group number 1. Today we are asking for messages from the dragon realm. So I have to actually situate myself slightly differently today, because my energy has been too low, so I was guided how to sit to stabilize my energy. And when the dragons come in, they're very powerful. So I've been wanting to do this reading for a very long time and never was called to do it. All my readings, I'm called to do them. Some clearing going on in my body now. For those of you who don't know, I clear energy through my body from the collective. Anyway, I was called to finally do the dragon reading, which tells me that in December of 2025, when I published this reading, the energy of the dragons is extremely present and powerful right now. What I encourage everyone to do is take a deep breath now and call in the divine and sacred dragons for yourself. Tune into their energy and tune into their energy while I'm reading, because their energy is palpable. Okay? So we'll see what dragons come in. So you chose the very beautiful rose quartz. I matched these crystals with the cards just so that you are aware. And you'll see why this was chosen. So I'm first going to start with the card, and then I'm going to see if there's any particular dragons or dragon energy that wants to come in and communicate. So I call on divine and sacred dragons of light and of love to guide me in this reading for the collective who chose pile number 1. Please tell me what they need to know at this particular time on the planet. Thank you so much. I'm seeing 2 dragons. I didn't say anything, they just came in. Very unusual. One almost looks silver. I have never seen a dragon like this. Its wings look iridescent. It's telling me that it's a 7th dimensional dragon. And he is coming in with a green dragon, a smaller green dragon, who he's telling me is his apprentice. So there might be something of an apprenticeship that you're being guided to right now, to learn under someone or to study under someone, or you might be guided at this time to teach someone in a one capacity for depth, they're telling me. But they are also showing me small, I'm hearing focus groups, but small groups of people who are, I'm hearing, charged with similar energies, so that if you take a class or you meet with people, you all have the same frequency that will expand one another's vibration. So if you feel so inclined to be with a group or to take a class in some form or fashion, they're showing me even yoga, like a yoga class or an exercise class with a small group of people. Sorry, there's a lot of healing through my body right now. They're saying that there are groups of people that are being called together. Yes, they're telling me yes, to expand the frequency that we're all emitting at this time. They're calling it like a radio frequency. Can you tell me more about this, please? Just give me a second, you guys. They're showing me that when groups come together, they're not saying you have the same frequency. They're saying that you have complementary frequencies. It's almost like a tapestry, a puzzle. You're each puzzle pieces that come together. And then you emit a frequency. Number one, they're saying that clears the land. I'm hearing the landmass beneath you and the air around you, and moves with the wind. So they're saying earth, air, wind. Stop. They're telling me those three, that these are the three elements that are going to be affected when you come together with these groups. Now they're showing me that some people who are coming into divine unions, they will have that same capacity. They're showing it to me like a chain link that comes together and link in, and it's as if something turns on. There's this energy that flows into the earth, into the air, and then moves with the wind. Yes. Wow. This is like bringing me to tears, actually. And so they're talking about the mechanics of ascension now in a way I've never seen before. So they're saying the rudimentary way we know to expand consciousness and awareness is just through light. But now they're showing me frequency and through the elements. Almost like a ripple through the earth, almost like an earthquake that ripples through the earth. And then out in the air, they're showing me atoms, I think, or electrons, both they're saying. Okay, well, they're kind of all this connected, right? And it's like everything around these groups or these people are getting affected. They're showing me like two animals in a home or siblings, like twins. Any locked groups that are very tight, that are a very high vibration, they're being brought together now. Right? So if somebody just adopted an animal and you had an animal at home, you might see them correspond in this very magnificent and beautiful way, because they're actually, what are the words here, dragons? Okay, they're saying they're creating an architecture of energy. It's as if energy is becoming form, coming together in some way that's in alignment with the earth's. I'm hearing, they're saying gravitational pull. I'm not sure what that means, but it's getting pulled into the center of the earth and then moving out. So this is actually really making me emotional. We are helping clear earth. She has done so much of the work for us, holding us, sheltering us, nurturing us. And now she's reaching out to us to help clear her body and her air and her wind. They're showing me that all of these beings within the earth are going to be affected by these energies, so that you might see insects acting erratically or something coming out of the ground. They're showing me like all of these little holes in the ground. I don't know, for any of you who have land, if you have a home, I don't know, they're showing me holes where I guess insects or animals that live underground are kind of moving or relocating. I'm sorry, you guys, this is all new to me. I don't quite know how to interpret this, but the dragons are very clear. So this silver dragon, can you give me a name, please? Poseidon. His name is Poseidon. That was very clear. And green dragon, what is your name? Gerhardt. Gerhardt. I don't know why this is making me so emotional, but their energy is so loving, and they have such a beautiful relationship. They're saying that their letters P and G might be meaningful to someone here. So Poseidon is taking Gerhard under his wing, and it's a very loving relationship. And so some of you might be coming into a very loving relationship with another human being or with a group where they're showing me one person being the mentor, the one to take the other under their wing, and then shifting so that the other one becomes the mentor and the other one becomes the apprentice or the one to be shielded or nourished. This is very interesting. They're showing me something I've taught in my practice. One of the earliest subject matters that I was most interested in when I went into psychology was love. And I wanted to be a relationship and sex therapist. And so I did a lot of research on love and sexuality. And they're showing me something that I learned very early on, not in any books, just intuitively, was that my understanding of a healthy relationship was that there's always going to be a time in the relationship where one person feels more empowered, feels more steady, feels more grounded, whilst the other one feels more vulnerable and a little bit less anchored in. And so the more empowered one will shield and protect and take over more of the energetic work and the scaffolding, they're saying, the supportive scaffolding, where you're not doing anything entirely for the other person, you're just nurturing them back into their whole state, their wholeness. And then that vibrational pole shifts, the poles sort of pull at one another, and the one person begins to feel that they are more in a receiving mode, feeling a capacity to move more into their vulnerable state, whilst the other person is more of the nurturer. And there's this beautiful dance in healthy relationships where this happens. And then in the spaces between, there might just be a dance between the two of just 50-50, 60-40, etc. So they're saying that this is going to show up more in your lives, group number one, where there's going to be this dance between you and people who are incoming. Very quickly now they're showing me, and with rose quartz, there's a big energy in this group about relationships incoming. Yes, Poseidon? He's saying there's more to this. So he wants to go back to this idea of groups gathering, and that we can't be an island to ourselves, that even if we hermit or we stay inside, our energies are still connected to other people. So it's okay to take rest. It's okay to be on your own, but there's going to be a point where you will be called to be connected to other living things, whether it be people or animals or even nature. He's saying, please heed the call. He's showing me the judgment card now, I see. Hold on one second. I see Gerhard whispering something in his ear, and he's smiling. What is Gerhard asking? May I ask, Poseidon? He's telling me his secret is safe with me. Is that part of the message? Yes. So there is something about trust and holding confidence. They're showing it to me almost as if it's a secret society, so that when you're with this group or with this union or even with animals or nature, you might have a very special language between the two of you or the group of you, that it's almost like a new language. So it goes beyond light language or other languages across our planet. So be open to speak a new language where you're going to be fully understood. Okay? So he's talking about his name, and it's about water, Poseidon, right? So And this is the Greek mythological god of water. Is that right? I don't know much about Greek mythology. So he's saying this group is a lot about emotional change at this time by way of relationships. Relationships with people, with animals, with trees, and with earth. And he's saying you don't have to understand all of this with your mind, just feel it with your body. If you feel the vibration in your body or you feel an emotional rise, you're in the right group. Because this group is all about emotion. And he's telling me that Gerhard is green because he represents the heart chakra. And oh my goodness. And he's telling me that he's silver because, okay, so let me just explain something. I work with a lot of Lisa Renee's work. She's just a brilliant light worker who guides people in disconnecting from negative energies. And one of her scripts talks about the silver cord that runs from our soul star chakra up to the cosmic heart of Andromeda. And he's showing me that he is connected to the cosmic heart and that this group is connected to the cosmic heart. Okay. So let's reveal the first card. I don't know how many cards we're going to have. Oh my God. And you guys have the dusky pink dragon from Andromeda. I did not remember that. I swear on my sister's grave, I did not remember that. Because I pull these cards earlier and then I walk away for a long time. So I don't have any sense of what I'm going into when I come into the reading. So this group might be very connected with Andromeda, okay? The Andromedans, as I understand, and I say that with humility because I don't know all that much. I don't like to regurgitate things that I hear. This is what I experienced. I incarnated with the Andromedans, absolutely. They were one of the first races that I connected with. And a reader had said a word to me. She said, silk skin. And I thought that was really funny because people always tell me that my skin is very soft, but also very transparent. You can see my veins you can see them very through my hands. And I don't know if my hands look old, but I'm not as old as maybe my hands make me look. And she talked about how the Andromedans were coming in and I started to cry. And the way that they look is like silk skin. They have this shiny, creamy exterior, and it looks like it's moving, like it's undulating. It looks like wavy. It's so interesting. They look a little bit like jelly on the outside to me. They're on the shorter side, 4'3" to 4'8", maybe. Not even. They're shorter, okay. And they're a very heart-centered race, and they feel like the Switzerland of the cosmos. They do not like to get involved in galactic wars. So the way I see them in our now galactic wars is very much a group of observers. And they're showing me this emission. I'm hearing light codes and positive energy into the galactic wars to allow the highest vibration to rise within that war state. Okay, so dusky pink dragon from Andromeda. So pink is one of my favorite colors. My whole website is in pink. Pink is not really a color at all. It's kind of like a conglomerate of all the other colors, but not. I consider it the highest vibrational color, maybe second to gold. This dragon, it says, prepares all your chakras to, that's funny, prepares all your chakras to embody higher love. That's interesting that it says all of your chakras when I just said all of the colors. I'm guessing that this group has been working very hard on alignment. The only way that the lower chakras and the higher chakras can be aligned is if the heart chakra is open and clear. through the front and through the back. So I don't know if any of you have been working on chakra alignment, but that is what I'm being shown. So some of you might experience something like a Kundalini awakening, or you might resonate with the idea of energy moving up your spine or moving up your body. And because this says prepares all of your chakras to embody higher love, there is a very clear message to this group that this is incoming for you. That as you embody higher love, you bring in higher states of love. And that's what we discussed at the beginning, in all of these relations, in all of these connections with other people. Oh my goodness. And this dragon is holding a cricket. And with these musical notes, I remember now, I forgot who did this deck. Oh, Diana Cooper. She talks about how the song of the cricket is so healing. I don't remember the details, but it's so interesting that there's a little cricket here, given that they show those little holes in the background and how insects are acting erratically. So the entire planet of Earth is raising in the vibration of love, and that's affecting everything down to the smallest insects. And we've got this wonderful dragon just gently holding this tiny little bug. And so there's a message to this group about holding even the smallest aspect of your life that you may not deem all that important, to hold every aspect of your life in high regard and not compare yourself to other people and think, oh, I'm doing something so small fry. I'm not as adept as that person in this. Who am I to go out and do this? So there's something about going after your dreams and understanding that you're guided by your high heart, and you have a place in this world for whatever it is you feel most passionate about. And you want to hold it, your passion, with love and respect and care, because it is meaningful. If you look in my description box, when I started my channel, I wrote these 4 lines in my description box. I don't remember them exactly, but the dragons are showing it to me. Something like, no one can take your power. No one can rob you of your light. There's only one of you. I don't remember the rest of it, but there's a message again that they're showing me, that you have to hold in high regard your personal position on the planet and how much you have to offer. And to be very gentle with yourself and with those parts of yourself that maybe you thought very small. They're just as significant as other parts of yourself. That every aspect of your life matters, and hold every aspect of your life in high regard. Now, the rest of the message says, accept and radiate higher love, touch others with its flame. That's so crazy, because when they were talking about earth, air, wind, I was asking, what about fire? And I just got like a question mark. And here we have the word flame. Accept and radiate higher love, touch others with its flame. So there is something about how what you hold within you emanates out and affects all living things, which is what they talked about at the beginning. And I reckon that with the word flame, your energy puts others on fire, meaning you enliven, you awaken, you bring vitality to other people, completely unbeknownst to them. And to me, that's the most philanthropic, that's not the right word. There's a specific word I'm thinking of. Most generous thing you could do is just to spread this wonderful energy and not have any idea how many people or living things it's affecting, but just trusting that it's going where it needs to go. Okay. Where are we on time? I just kept going and going. Okay. We're already at 26. So I think I'll just pull maybe a couple of Ascendium cards. I had Tarot, but I don't even think that that's relevant. So Poseidon and Gerhardt, they're still here. Sometimes they leave. Can you give us any other messages about what group number 1 needs to know at this time? I'm hearing you're protected. They're just saying you're protected and you're loved, you're protected and you're loved, and they're singing it. So I wonder with the music notes here, if there are any musicians here or music lovers or anyone who works in any capacity with music, it's a very good time to sing. Singing is such a high vibration, and it wakes up the flowers and it brings levity to people's hearts. So sing and listen to the song of insects. What else do you want to tell group number 1? Can you show me clearly? I see. Spiritual gifts with a big heart there. Oh, I just lost that card. And can we have another? Can you show me very clearly? Poseidon and Gerhardt. Thank you. Awakening. And, oops. This one? Power of intention. Okay. Spiritual gifts. I awaken the divine gifts within me, fully embracing my soul's purpose and unique expression. So I've put out a few spiritual gifts, spiritual ability videos. So if any of those speak to you now, you might want to watch them. I rarely recommend other videos, but anyway, they just told me to do that. The fact that the big heart is here in the middle tells me that a lot of your spiritual gifts are predicated on opening up your heart chakra and emitting love to others. Sometimes over the years, people have asked me to read for them about their spiritual gifts. And I find that most people have absolutely no idea how great a gift it is to just emit love. With the awakening, I want you to understand that a heart chakra awakening to me is the ultimate awakening. When you can embody love consistently and effortlessly, you are awakened. I call forth the codes of light within my DNA, initiating deep healing and the remembrance of who I truly am. So I'm hearing that this group is entering the 5th dimension now, and you're going to experience pretty immense shifts in your physical bodies. You're going to be emitting more light, and this is actually going to affect people around you, how they view you, how they work around you or with your energy. What else do you want them to know about that card, Poseidon and Gerhardt? Okay, they're highlighting the word remembrance. What about remembrance? Okay, so they're saying your dreams are going to become odd. You're going to remember future lives. What a odd statement for me as a human being, because all time exists in the same way. You might think you're having precognitive dreams, and in the linear timeline you are, but you're actually seeing your future self that's already existing. This is going to help you problem solve for current situations. There's also healing happening in the dream state they're showing me. They're showing me Atlantis, which I think is in group 3. But anyway, you're going to remember gifts from Atlantis. So you might have dreams of Atlantis. You might have dreams of water, they're telling me, of floods. And this is going to be indicative of the clearing of your subconscious. So you're going to remember some of your past lives and your future lives in your dreams. And finally, power of intention. I direct my power of attention with focus and trust, knowing that I influence every event in my life. So he's saying that because this group is ascending to the 5th dimension, your thoughts are going to become reality very swiftly. And you must become aware of your thoughts and the power of your thoughts, because you are co-creating your reality very, very quickly. So whatever you intend right now, you will bring to life. They're also saying be very mindful of gossip mongering or having negative thoughts about people. They're showing me telepathy. Sorry, there's some clearing going on when I'm talking about this piece. So some of the remembrance you're going to have is about telepathy. He's highlighting how these people's eyes are both closed. There's kind of a knowing inside for this group. Part of your spiritual gifts is going to be this combination of claircognizance and telepathy, and then of magic. So you're going to be able to bring to life things that you think very quickly, but they're telling me, remember, thoughts can be curses too. So if you think ill of someone or something, including yourself, right? Because self-love is really at the heart of all goodness. If you don't have self-love, you don't have much at all, okay? Because you're connected to everything. But they're just saying, try to think well of yourself and of others, or even neutrally, because any negative thoughts can create a negative ripple that could affect a lot of people. Okay. Do you want to say anything final, Poseidon or Gerhardt? They're just saying, love your brother and love your sister as you love yourself. They're saying, heed this call now to prepare for what is to come. And they're telling me that there's going to be some kind of forthcoming dissension in the collective. And it might be hard to not get caught up and embroiled in those fights and negativity and what is right and what is wrong, and thinking you might know better or some such thing. And they just said, treat others the way you would like to be treated, and try to keep a neutral stance on anything that's forthcoming, because the kind of dissension that is coming is going to try to push all of us into those polarized states of right and wrong, left and right, dark and light. And they say there is no such thing. It is an illusion, these polarized state. So please hold that line for the collective. And now they're leaving. Thank you so much, Poseidon and Gerhardt. Okay, my loves, if you stayed for this reading, thank you so much. That was a highly unusual and beautiful reading, but I hope that you could feel their energy. I very much appreciate you being here with me, and I send so much love and so many blessings to you all. Until the next reading, take care. Welcome, group number 2. So today we are asking the dragons for messages you need to hear right now. These are highly unusual messages, and they're not going to be for everyone. So today we are channeling the dragons. I will ask a particular dragon or dragon to step forward, and if they would like to share their names, because they often like to share their names. And there's a lot of clearing going on through these messages, starting for you as well. So I'm getting the sense that the dragons are helping us clear out toxicity and lower vibrational energies from our fields. So as in group number 1, I implore you to tune into the energy of this reading as much as you will the messages. The energy is very important, because I'm channeling the dragon's energy as well, respectfully and humbly. So you guys chose the beautiful raw amethyst. I'll put it next to this amethyst candle. So for this group, they want me to turn the cards over first. So you chose, wow, the second card, Lilac Fire Dragon, transmutes through the power of divine love. Open up transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. So the first group had a whole message about love. But what I'm getting from this card is more the violet flame. So burning away lower vibrational energies so that the heart can rise. They're showing me the heart in a cage. So some of you might have been experiencing heartache or heartbreak. And this was it with divine intention to help unlock a much deeper and wider expanse of love within your being that is truly transcendent, that can bring you and those around you to states of enlightenment. They're almost showing you guys plumbing to the depths like a phoenix, but it's not so much that you die and come back to life. It's that you go down, you survive the underworld, and then you come back up better still. It is a kind of rising from a kind of ashes, but those ashes are not yours. It's just this lower vibrational field where there is death. And generally speaking, not renewal, and yet you renew yourself through this lack in the heart. You find love even if you weren't shown love. And that was part of the reckoning I'm hearing. I don't know why they're using that word. The final reckoning for you and those who love you. And again, my light just went out. Every few readings, this light just goes out and it's not broken. And I use this light all the time. Let me see if you can see this. No, I'm going to have to turn it back on. Can I just ask my spirit guides, why did the light go off? Okay. Sometimes they just say the light goes off. So some of you are leaving your families behind, or a community or a life that you once knew. So it's as if the light went out on an old life. And there's this final rising for this group into your new life of abundance, they're saying with the amethyst here. You have been spending your whole life transmuting very challenging energies, I would say. And you might have to make decisions about what people remain in your life, I'm hearing. So the states of love that this group can reach are far and away bigger, brighter, more advanced than most people would ever experience in this lifetime. They're showing me that when you ascend, your light body just completely takes over. You guys just look like a ball of light in this ascended state. And they're saying the 7th dimension now. Let me just see if, actually, I don't want to take out the book. I think the lilac fire dragon is a 7th dimension dragon. Yes, I'm getting a yes. Okay, so I think that's what it says in the book, but I don't remember. So you guys are, once you hit the 5th dimension, you're going to rise very quickly, and you guys might be the way showers for those around you. Okay. Let me just call in the dragon, any dragons who want to come in for just 1 second, you guys. For my group number 2s. There's a black dragon coming in. What is your name? I can't make that out. Surly? No. Sorry, guys. Sometimes the dragon names are hard for me to make out. Selenium. Okay. Selenium, like the mineral. Yes, like the mineral. Selenium. He's saying that that has meaning. Okay. Okay. Wow, very interesting. So you remember how they showed us this image of this dragon coming from the ashes, from the lower world. So he's reminding this group that you don't just come from the dust of the earth, but you come from the stars. So the stars are made up of what we're made up of: carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, I don't know what else, phosphorus, calcium, right? So he's saying that you have to remember that you are from the stars. He's saying that this group's psychic abilities are going to awaken fast and furiously now. And now he's showing me the time frame when 3i Atlas crosses the Earth until the winter solstice, so the 19th to the 21st. So please, you guys, mark that in your calendar. That might be a time to meditate, to connect with your higher self. Yes. Why are you here? He's a very interesting dragon. He doesn't speak as much as the dragons in group number 1. He's more of an energy. Give me 1 second. It's a little bit hard to hear him. 1 second. Selenium, what do you want to tell my group number 2s? So he's saying, I know where you've come from, this group. I come from there myself. And though I appear black, I am pure light inside. We don't judge you, Selenium. He's so sweet. He has golden eyes and he's slow blinking at me like a cat. He has so much love. He says, I once did not know my beauty. People would tell me that when I flew at night, I couldn't even be seen, that I was invisible. It just breaks my heart. He says, but I now know that I'm never invisible. Just because someone doesn't see me doesn't mean that my light is not shining bright. He's nudging me to give the message that I understand he's telling. So for this group, he's saying, you might not know or understand the full depth and breadth of your worthiness of being here and the importance and the gravity of your life. But whether you have 20 friends, 5 children and grandchildren and siblings, or you have no one in this world and no one sees you, your breath, your thoughts, your heart, and your light mean more than you could even imagine, he's saying. He's saying, like the mineral selenium, you need so very little of it, but without it, you can die. And I know this because I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to nutrition. And during COVID, I was telling people to take zinc lozenges, but I quickly learned that if you consume too much zinc, you will create an imbalance with selenium and also copper. But all you needed to restore your selenium was 2 or 3 well-grown Brazil nuts. Because not all Brazil nuts have the same amount of selenium, because it depends on the soil they're grown in anyway. So he's giving me language that I understand. And that's always how your guides are going to work, my dear ones. Anyone who wants to know about working with your guides, they will never speak in a way that you don't understand. So there's a very, very clear and important message for this group, that you are doing so very much just by being here and that you are fully recognized in any suffering or struggle or challenge that you might have relentlessly faced in this life, that other people didn't see, didn't believe, didn't understand, didn't validate, didn't nourish you in that, didn't support you in that, didn't love you in that, didn't see you in that. We see you. We see you. The lighted ones see you. And your life matters more than you could even imagine. And he's slow blinking at me again. A big part of why you are here is to not just escape those family structures, those community structures, anything that has kept your heart in a cage, but to then transcend both in your power. I just got a huge hit when I said the word transcend again. I feel like that's the key word for this group. But you are now, at this time on the planet, starting now, December 2025, but whenever you come upon this reading, it is now. It is now. You are meant to transcend and come into full recognition of your beauty and your power and your worth and your divinity. And then they're showing me a slow reconnection with other, like-hearted, but it's a frequency. The dragons keep showing me a frequency where you will be in alignment with others because you are holding a certain frequency. It's interesting how it says purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. Part of this group's mission here, he is showing me, is to let yourself be seen, let yourself be known, and there's that piece that even if you think others don't see you, you need to see yourself first. Sorry, my cat is scratching her rug. And that you have to transcend into states of hope and then joy in that order. Peace, hope, joy are the stepping stones for this group. So you have to experience inner peace, then a sense of hopefulness of more to come, and then ultimately states of joy. And you were not given this. This group was not given this. I could only imagine this group's childhood or trauma or suffering or difficulties that I'm hearing are highly unusual. Transmutes through the power of divine love, right? This is not your mother's love, your father's love, your sister's love, your brother's love. You guys survive because of divine love. You're the ones who always looked up to the stars and asked, where are you, Mother, Father, God, Source? Where are you, my guides? Because you didn't have someone to your left or to your right to turn to perhaps all the time, or went through periods where you didn't have people. Okay. Those are beautiful messages. I have no idea where we are on time. Just give me 1 second to look. Wow. Okay. Let's go a few more minutes. So I'm going to pull some Ascendium cards. Thank you, Selenium. You're still here. Okay, he's going to stay. By the way, I say he because most of the dragons that I work with are masculine. Until they tell me otherwise, I will call them he. And he's giving me a thumbs up. He's such a lovely dragon. This one. Okay. What else do you want to tell this group, Selenium? What else do you want to tell them? Aligned action. Okay. Okay. Wow, that's amazing. I'll talk about that in a second. Sacred sleep. And what else, Selenium? Okay. Beloved. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's run through these cards. Aligned action. Sorry if there's a glare, you guys. I release resistance to doing what is best for me, allowing aligned action to flow effortlessly. Literally, this card embodies much of the message here today, that you guys have experienced tremendous resistance from the world in moving towards your goals, towards your higher selves. And now is the time that you are so fully aligned, having set appropriate boundaries, having left relationships or situations that didn't serve you, and some of them extremely painful, right? Very painful to leave family members or communities, or they're showing me even religions that you once held in high regard, to leave them behind. But now you are very much aligned, they're saying, and things are just going to flow much more effortlessly from here on out. Now, interesting, sleep came up for group number 1 as well. Sacred sleep. I enter sacred sleep each night, a healing sanctuary where my body, mind, and soul restore in perfect harmony. So, Selenium, do you want to say anything about that? Well, he's just saying that for the collective at large, anyone who is awakening right now, there is so much detoxification and clearing during the sleep state. So he's highlighting the word enter. So it's very important for this group to enter sleep with an air of, can you give me a word here, please? Reverence, with some kind of respect for the sleep state, to not go to sleep very late, or go to sleep drunk or full in your stomach or with negative thoughts, but to treat it as if you were going into a sanctuary, into a space that is beautiful, where you would, they're also showing me it could be good to take a shower before you go to sleep, or to just be clean as you go to sleep, just to treat it as a time where you're entering higher states of consciousness, this space that is considered a multidimensional sanctuary wherein you receive incredible healing for your body. So the intention with which you go to sleep will alter your states of consciousness whilst you are asleep, if that makes sense. And then finally, we have beloved. I open my heart to receive love in its highest and purest form from others and from within myself. So given that this is the last card here, I am getting the sense that within some period of time, they're showing me 3 weeks, okay? That's what they're showing me. You might actually start coming into connection with your soul tribe after having been alone for a very, very, very long time. So they want you to open up the heart that you have opened to yourself and to perhaps animals or nature or strangers, to now open up your heart to potential new people entering your life. And this is not about false hope or wishing or believing. This is really just about resonance. So I'm hearing Selenium say to be aware of any stories you've been telling yourself about what is possible, because he wants me to end on this. Now is the time for the impossible to occur. Now is the time for the impossible to occur. So, you know, they're showing me a horse with those blinders on, and they're just saying, take those off. That myopic perspective, even if you lived with it for 50 years and you've been alone for 40 of those years, take the blinders off. And don't be afraid of having hope. What's the worst that can happen? Your life will continue as it's been. That's not so bad. He's asking you to consider opening up your heart to what might appear impossible to you, because basically look around. Look around at what's happening on our planet right now. There are things happening that we could not have dreamed of happening even 5 years ago. So this is the time for the impossible. Let that marinate and embed into your heart, is how he's saying it. Okay, my dear ones, I really appreciate you staying with me for that Very beautiful and interesting message. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please do let me know if you did. If nothing else, I send you all so much love, so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care. Welcome, group number 3. Whew. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit breathless because the first 2 messages were very intense and magical, and I reckon it will be the same for you. So I'm just trying to gather myself a little bit, although I do feel very grounded. The dragon's energy is very, very grounding. Okay, so today we are calling in divine and sacred dragons of light and of love to join us in these readings, to guide me for the highest and best good of all 3 groups. Now for group number 3, who chose the angel aura amethyst. I don't even know what to say about this stone. It's just so bloody beautiful. So we're going to turn over the card, and then we're going to call in the dragons, and we're going to see which dragon wants to show up for you guys, okay? And we will get a name, hopefully. Okay, dragons, please come in and guide me in this reading. Thank you so very, very much. Okay. Beautiful. You guys got the golden Atlantean dragon. Helps you remember the wisdom of golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents. Reclaim your mastery. And they just showed me the number 11, which I think came up in another reading recently, which I said was a number of mastery. Okay, so they're just bringing me to Atlantis, and they're showing me what looks like some kind of sanctuary or temple that is ablaze, like blazing with light, with this golden light. And it's almost as if they're calling it sun on earth. So it's as if we had a charging station in Atlantis, where we would go and charge ourselves. So for this group to remember your gifts, being in sunlight every day is going to be important. And if you don't feel the sun on you, or you're in a very dark place, wherever you are in the hemisphere, if you're in the colder parts of the northern hemisphere, just colder parts of the earth, and you don't see a lot of sun right now, you can imagine this golden sanctuary from Atlantis recharging you. Okay, so they're saying this message is for me as well. So some of you who have been with me for a while know something has been off with my channel a little bit recently. I've not been as consistent or as energetic in some of my readings, because something is happening with my energetic field that I don't even have the energy to ask what it's about. But I didn't even know if I was going to get this reading out today. But I did sit in the sun for about 20 minutes asking for it to recharge me. I just did that intuitively. And I live in a sunny state, so I can do that. But I almost couldn't get up today. So my energy is recalibrating in some profound way that I don't yet understand. But they're showing that for me as well, and for all of you who have felt fatigue recently, please go into your mind's eye, call on the Atlantean golden chamber of light. They're calling it the Atlantean golden chamber of light. And there is a dragon, a blue dragon, coming in right now to talk with us. And I'll get his name in a second, please. Just 1 second, please. And you can ask this chamber of light to revitalize you and to embed your higher consciousness with the light codes of remembrance. Call back, yes. Because there's a reclamation that is needed at this time for this group, where your gifts, your abilities were blocked from you intentionally. That came right through my mouth. I did not even think that. but they were never really taken from you because they're embedded within you, in your soul. They can't actually be robbed from you. But they can, these energies can block. I don't know, they're showing me, can you show me what blocked? So they're showing me two energies. One, they're showing me the lower ego that occurred during Atlantean times. But then they're also showing me what looks like this smoke that descended on Atlantis. I've never seen this before. I've only seen the flood. I've only seen the drowning. But there's this smoke almost that's coming in. It's like it's like this inky, gray, black smoke coming in. It almost feels like I hate to say this word, but it feels like, I don't want to use those words, like something noxious that would put us all to sleep. It's a little bit scary to see it. But it's as if we were lulled into sleep. And lulled into amnesia, I'm hearing, so that we would forget our gifts, so that when we awoke in the lower world, in the third dimension. I'm not quite sure how to piece that together, but I'm not sure it's so relevant for the message. But I'm just curious myself, because I never quite understood the story of Atlantis. But anyway, yeah, they're just saying, just be aware of anything that lulls you to sleep, metaphorically. And I'm going to talk to this dragon in a moment. But they're just saying that for this group, this is a time of remembering your gifts and your abilities. And it's just a matter of remembrance. Reclaim your mastery. So you can literally say, of my own complete free will and sovereignty as the God particle or God being or source being that I am, I call back all of my gifts across all time and space. I call back all of my sacred abilities across all time and space. And I command the remembrance of my soul's divine blueprint now. Thank you. And so it is, let it be done. Like the card says, awaken, as if you can snap your fingers, which is what this dragon is telling me. So let me just bring this dragon in closer, please. 1 second, you guys. So there is a blue dragon coming in. I'm just trying to get his energy. So feel into the energy, you guys, because he's going to start speaking. This is a very deeply masculine. They're all masculine to me, but this one is even more so. So he's telling me that this group with the angel aura amethyst, you might be more, he's saying that this group is like fairy dust, like pixie dust. You're very angelic and you have a hard time down here. This ascension process is what you've been waiting for your whole life, or your whole lives. And his energy is super grounding. Like I feel very much in my body right now. My eyes are wide open. And he's here to help ground your energy so that you can awaken your gifts. Because your lower toroidal field needs a little work. Okay, your root, your sacral, your solar plexus. He's saying your hearts are open, your upper chakras are open, but your lower toroidal field needs to get more grounded. Blue is the color of the high priests and high priestesses in Atlantis. So this is why he is blue, he's telling me. Blue is an important color for this group. Wear blue robes, blue blankets, have blue in your homes. Wear blue. Some of you who are going to meet a love, they're going to be in blue when you meet them. That's highly unusual, but that's what he's telling me. Let me just ask if he'd be willing to tell me his name. My heart is absolutely racing for some reason with his energy. It's so intense for me because I have a little bit of all the groups, but I definitely resonate with angelic energy, and I have a very hard time grounding. So I think his energy is really intense for me, but I think it's healing for me as well, as much as it is for you guys. If you can feel that. I don't know if any of you who have difficulty grounding can feel your hearts racing, or if it feels you feel a little shaky or weird, just take a lot of water, okay? Because water helps the energy ground. It helps the energy move, because I'm getting very thirsty as he's here right now. It's so strange. He's cool and hot at the same time. He's almost a dissolution of polarities in one being. Okay, let me try to get his name. I'm seeing it. Please, dear one, please tell me your name. It's materializing, guys. Just give me 1 second. Rhododendron? Rhododendron. Is that right? Wow. Okay. Just, guys, hang on 1 second, please. Sorry, guys, I had to pause the video a moment because I was feeling a little bit off. But I'm just going to call this dragon in again. So he's telling me his name is rhododendron, which is a very interesting name. I don't know much about that plant. Is there anything about your name that is important? No. He is telling me that a very important, impactful time for this group is going to be spring of this coming year. A lot of your gifts, your talents, your abilities are going to bloom in spring. And in that regard, his name is meaningful. A lot of the Atlantis gifts are going to be reclaimed by that time. He's telling me that this group is going to highly be affected by 3i Atlas and that time when it passes the Earth, December 19th. So when that happens, ask to awaken to your Atlantean lineage or Atlantean gifts. If you don't resonate with Atlantis, please feel free to choose another group. But if you resonate with just being psychic, you might not know you have connections to Atlantis, so do stay. Rhododendron, what do you want them to know at this time about their knowledge, their gifts, their talents? What do they need to know? I'm hearing they need to come down to earth. In what way do you mean this? In what way? So he's telling me a lot of this collective really is top heavy, really working on your psychic abilities, maybe even highly creative, but really from the higher mind. And a lot of your energy needs to be brought down to center and down, sort of rooted in the earth. Okay, now he's showing me. Can you just show this to me a little bit more clearly? He's saying that when you guys sit on grass or soil and you intend to remember these gifts, you don't want to place your awareness just on your soul star chakra or your 8th star chakra or the one above your head, but you also want to bring your awareness to your earth star chakra below you and your root at the base of your spine. So your back and 6 to 12 inches below your perineum, between your legs. So like just above your knees, perhaps. and anchor that into the earth. He's showing me all of this bright light from kind of like the shoulders up, but a little bit darker and darker as we get below the heart. Right? Because I was seeing light codes coming in through the crown, and he said this group's crown chakra is blown open. It's almost as if it's fried, and you can't keep using that channel. You have to use your back and your earth star chakra. And the earth has codes for you to pull up. So he's teaching this group not just to pull information from above, but from behind you and from beneath you. So he's saying if you were to use angel aura quartz for your upper chakras, he's using moss agate, which I don't have nearby, but some kind of tree agate or moss agate on the other side. I don't want to waste time looking for it, but anyway. And he wants you to understand the juxtaposition between these parts of you and how important it is for them to merge. Is there anything else you want to tell them? He's telling me another dragon wants to come in. There is a white dragon coming in, denoting purity. So part of your work right now is to purify your mind, to purify your hearts, to purify your bodies. This group is in as some kind of advanced group. And I think that's why I'm having a very hard time getting the messages, which I didn't for group 1 or 2, because these dragons are 9th dimensional dragons. So for them to come down and communicate with me is much harder than the 7th and 5th dimensional dragons. So it's almost as if they're having trouble coming, not I'm having trouble meeting them, let's say. And they're focusing on your bodies, your physical vessels, and the importance of purifying them because your nervous system is burning out now. And you won't be any help to anyone, and you won't be able to ascend if your nervous system is burnt out. So if you feel exhausted, you have to rest. They're showing me citrus fruits are very good for this group in alkalining your body. Let me just bring in this white dragon, a beautiful white dragon. So before I started reading, I had a flash of Valcor from The Neverending Story for all of you 80s kids out there, who's a white flying dog. And he's telling me his name is Valcor, which is very bizarre. And he's giving me the word whisper, so I have to listen very hard to hear him. Valcor, what do you want to tell this group? He's saying, you are not of this world, but you must connect with it. You are not of this planet, but you must connect with it. She is your current home. She is your grounded mother, your grounded maternal goddess. You must connect with her to activate your dormant gifts from Atlantis. The sanctity of your gifts depends on your connection with Mother Earth. You will not be able to ascend fully without fully connecting with her. So this dragon works with the angelics. This is why he's white. This is a very high dimensional dragon here. Even the way he's speaking to me, it feels not just a whisper, but wispy. What else do you want to tell them, Valcor? He's telling me that is the most important message of all. He's showing me this collective's eyes. Your eyes hold tremendous power. He's using the word crystalline or crystalline. So you have crystalline eyes that as you move more into your light body, your eyes are going to become some kind of dimensional portals. I don't quite understand this message, but this is what he's telling me. So he's just saying, pay attention to your eyes. They're going to start to shape shift. You might look at your eyes and find that they look more crystalline. Many of the beings from Atlantis were part crystalline. And many of you connect in with crystals because you have a kinship with them. He's saying this is just for one or two of you. You're going to be guided to either go bury crystals in certain parts of the earth, or to go to certain parts of the earth to unearth crystals. And then for others of you to work in a very profound way with crystals. Because he's telling this group that the magic of crystals is beyond your imagination. You have no idea what you could do with crystals. So he's telling me that I need to move on. Let's get some Ascendium cards. What other messages do you have for my group number 3s? What other messages do you have for my group number 3s? Valcora and Rhododendron, what do you have? Okay, a card just fell on the floor. That's so crazy. Clear mind. I release mental clutter and welcome clarity. My thoughts are organized, aligned, and inspired. They showed us this before, this idea of clearing the vessel. And you see how this golden light is coming in through the crown? So they want very clearly to clear the whole vessel. They're saying that there's interference with this group when it comes to the mind, because so much of your information comes in through the crown chakra. There's interference in the mind. So do any of you experience racing thoughts, intrusive thoughts, panic thoughts, revolving thoughts, repeating thoughts, restlessness of the mind, incapacity to sleep because your mind is just going, going, going? That is interference. So you have to learn how to empty the mind. And to do that, you can direct negative entities, energies, thought forms, egregores out from your mind, your brain, and headspace, and command them to leave, never to return to you again, or anyone that you love, or anyone that is of high light. Send it to another time and space continuum. And as you're doing this, you can actually be sitting on the ground so that you stay grounded when the clearing happens in your mind, so you don't fizzle out that connection through the crown. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm losing my connection a little bit because I've been channeling for so long. So let me just go on. Beautiful. I honor the beauty of my physical form, recognizing that I'm truly beautiful inside out. So there's a recurring message here about clearing the physical body. And the ascension that is happening for this particular group is very fast. And that's why some of you might feel a little blown out, like feeling profound exhaustion. But also the return to your beauty occurs as you ascend. And the beings that I have seen from Atlantis were all stunning. And then finally, we have abundance. As I activate the flow of abundance, I release the energy of scarcity and embrace the expansive frequency of overflow and generosity. And they're showing me very clearly that the main way that you are going to achieve abundance, number one, is by rooting yourselves and not continuing to burn out your throat chakra, going through the back and through the Earth Star chakra, and then connecting through the Earth's abundance, the frequency of abundance. Because there is some kind of interference with this group that these dragons are showing me. Because you are of such a high vibrational level, it's harder for these energies to get at you. But when they do get at you, their talons are like locked into you. So it's almost like you have to pull them out of your skin. That's what it feels like. But at the same time, they don't have a lot of power anymore because of the light that is hitting the planet right now. So anytime you have a very cluttered mind or you're feeling sick in your body in any way, the fastest way to clear that is to ground. And to command those energies to release you. Anyway, this is a grand time of connecting to your gifts from previous lives and to reclaim them now. So make sure that you do that wholeheartedly. If you would like to yourself, you can call on Valkor or Rhododendron. Rhododendron looks like a dragon from Atlantis, while Valkor looks like a dragon from the angelic realm, which I don't think I've ever seen before. But they're here to aid you in your ascension. Okay, that's it, my dear ones. I hope that you enjoy this reading. I send you guys so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care.